LDBC. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Boxing and MMA Show live. Let me give a shout out to all my MMA homies. Okay, let me give a shout out to MJ, Alicia Miller, Lighthawk 000, Sinju, Bendy. Okay, there are a couple other people, Ninja Pirate. I just want to give a shout out to my MMA homies before I start this video, and that's just the way that is. Okay, folks, me and Town Business did a 2-part collab video. That thing is fire. I watched it again, man, to get some of the points off of it. And you got a lot of guys, well, Triple G was never really hurt in the fight against Kell Brook. He was never hurt. You know, you in Town Business, you guys are full of it. You know, I had a lot of guys, you know, in the comment section, you know, and I told y'all guys it was going to be fire. Okay? And I understand. Some of you guys make valid points, okay? But here's what I want to get at. A lot of you dudes, you know, when I ask you guys, have you ever laced up a pair of gloves? You know, many of y'all will say, yeah, oh yeah, I used to fight before. But then when I ask y'all specific questions about the game of how to fight, then a lot of you guys, y'all will ignore those questions. You can't answer them. You cannot. Because, see, really and truly, you can't even Google some of the stuff that I ask y'all. Because, see, only a real seasoned fighter can actually know. Because you learn that stuff from trainers. They don't put certain things that you learn in the gym. They don't put that on Google. They don't put that on YouTube. You can't YouTube it and watch somebody do it. Because certain trainers, they only do certain things within their gym that's specific to them. They only do it. But in the code of ethics, when you're training fighters, the trainers know. See, trainers know. Like, you know, one dude was running his mouth, and I said, okay, then. If you've been in the ring, where do you throw your jab? How do you throw a jab against a southpaw? How do you throw a jab against an orthodox fighter? What angle do you throw a jab against a southpaw? So I started asking specific questions, okay? What is your lead foot good for? What is your back foot? What is your back foot good for? Why is it important that your back foot is utilized properly? Okay? Why? What does your knee do when you're in close quarters? What is head control? What is side head control? Okay, what is that? How do you take away a person's oxygen by using head control? How do you stop the oxygen out of them? How do you do these things? See, when you start asking these fanboys certain things, they can't answer the question. They can't do it. But see, I may not know my history. I may not know the history of the sport. I may not know it, and I'm learning. I'm learning every single day. I'm learning and learning and learning. Okay? And I will definitely not ashamed to say that I'm learning my history. Now, I know a lot about the fighters in this era, but I'm talking about my history and things that, you know, that I'm really getting a hold of. You know, I got to thank the boxing librarian for these things, okay? Because he is actually forcing me, and I'll even say zone, and I'll say 78. They're forcing me to actually go back and really research. When they make videos and I go back and research it, these guys are spot on. But they've done most of the legwork. You know, they're already out there. They're established, okay? So I'm learning. But now when it comes to, you know, how do you put punches together in the ring? Okay, well, you got the right person. Because I can tell you that pretty much all night long. Okay? How do you place a jab? How do you place a jab against a tall person, against a short person? See, when I be asking you dudes these questions, y'all get the hush mouth. But you guys done put on a pair of gloves. And why is it that some reason that everybody done fought before? Like, this kills me. Everybody done fought before. You can't even answer simple questions that anybody in the gym could answer. If you've been in the gym, and even if you sparred or fought for a year, these are simple questions that a lot of you dudes can't answer. But one guy was like, well, Kell Brook really didn't hurt Gennady Golovkin. He didn't do it because Triple G was just letting him hit him. Blah, blah. You know what? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. So Triple G let Kell Brook lump his face up like this. Stop it. See, stop it. We got to stop this, okay? See, what was Kell Brook doing that got Triple G lumped up in the first place? You see, folks, here go the thing, man. Here go the thing. Kell Brook was actually doing a lot of misdirection. He was doing a lot of misdirection. Kell Brook was also... he was actually using a lot of tricks. Like Gennady Golovkin was using some tricks. Kell Brook had some tricks of his own. See, when Kell Brook got Gennady Golovkin in the inside, he was being rough. Okay, he was being real rough. And even at points in the fight, you know, Kell Brook was using his knees. Now, he didn't need Gennady Golovkin. But see, he was using his knees and got his knees like stuck in between the side of Gennady Golovkin's leg. And see, then when he done that, see, it kept Gennady Golovkin from trying to turn him. That's an old school trick where you put your knee. Okay, you put your knee in between his knee, and then he'll try to turn you around, but he can't do it. That's real old school. And when I saw Kell Brook doing that, I said, you know what, Kell Brook definitely know a lot about the sport. Like, Kell Brook is a G. Like, he's very technical. You can tell. Kell Brook might not have the fastest footwork, but he's very technical. And when I saw that, I said, yeah, man, this ain't going to be an easy fight for Triple G when I saw him do it the first time. Like, there are different things that stand out. But the question is, how do you know Kell Brook hurt Triple G? Well, first of all, the face don't lie, okay? And them lumps on his face look like they hurt. That's number one. But also, too, the way Triple G began to hold his guard up. See, there are certain ways when fighters, you can tell that they've been buzzed, they'll hold their guard up. And Triple G kept his gloves really, really close to his chin, incredibly close. But see, when that happened, then that allows you to split the guard. And Kell Brook split the guard several times against Triple G because he was trying to protect his face and chin. And when you do that, then that allows a fighter to split the guard very easily. And that's what Kell Brook began to do. Then when Triple G realized that Kell Brook was splitting the guard, okay, then guess what Kell Brook did? Then he started throwing these looping hooks around his guard and was catching Triple G. See, there's levels to this boxing. There's levels to this. A Dominic Wade wouldn't know how to do that. Okay? Odama wouldn't know how to do that. Daniel Gill wouldn't know how to do that. They don't have that skill level. But a Kell Brook has that skill level. And folks, I'm breaking it down to y'all. Kell Brook was laying hands on him. And I don't care what a lot of you guys say, Kell Brook was hitting this dude. And Kell Brook was hitting Triple G with some very good shots. And Triple G felt those shots. See, Triple G can, put his hands down and try to play it off, but nah, man, Triple G felt that. He felt Kell Brook power. And Kell Brook, to me, I think some of his power carried up. Because he looked like he was hitting hard, man. I mean, because I saw him when I saw him fight Porter, it didn't really look like he was hitting Porter that hard. I didn't think he was hitting Porter as hard as he could. And it's just me, and I think Kell Brook was trying to stop the onslaught of Sean Porter. Okay, that's what I thought. But when he was hitting Golovkin, I saw Golovkin head snapping back. I mean, Kell Brook power carried up to 160 with him. His power increased, okay? I'm just putting it out there. It did. And I've seen it. I've seen guys hit Triple G, and Triple G head don't even move. I mean, I've seen guys hit him. His head don't move. Kell Brook was popping that head back, man. He was catching Golovkin. And see, the thing of it is, man, is you guys will try to argue the point that Triple G, and somebody had the nerve to tell D-Style, or D-Style kind of said, D-Style was kind of, going crazy because a guy told him that Triple G let Kell Brook do that to him. Like, are you serious? And it's kind of like, I know D-Style pulling his hair out. I know he got to be pulling his hair out. I ain't got no hair, but if I had it, I'd be pulling it out. Like, are you serious? That dude got buzzed, okay? But a lot of you guys, you ain't been in the ring. You've never been in the ring. Some of you dudes ain't never had a fight in your life. You've never had a fist fight in your life. So when you come at me and you say, well, coach, you wrong. Okay, I have to pose a question, to a lot of you dudes. Okay? And one dude, I asked him, I said, man, how do you wrap your hands? There are different ways to wrap your hands. How do you do that? Then he started to, oh, man, well, we're not talking about that. But you used to fight. So you can explain to me how you wrap your hands. Okay? There are different ways to do it. There are different ways. How do you wrap your hands for a person that's got hand problems? How do you wrap your hands for a person that's a power punch? See, man, a lot of you dudes, man, some of y'all need to just go ahead and admit the fact that Triple G got hurt against Kell Brook. Now, when I say hurt, I mean buzz. Like, he got buzzed. He knew Kell Brook was there. He knew he was there. And see, at the end of the day, y'all, I'm sorry. I think Triple G was lightly exposed. Now, do I give Triple G credit for figuring out, how to make it work? Yeah, I give him some credit. He did figure out how to get the job done. That's what he do. Okay? But he was buzzed against a welterweight, people. We can't argue this. And now, granted, Kell Brook is a strong dude. And Triple G couldn't body him up. Kell Brook, really and truly, I was wishing Kell Brook would continue to just clinch this dude and muscle him around. Because then, you know what? Triple G would have been reluctant to get on the inside. See, that's what Kell Brook should have been doing, man. I would have reached out and grabbed him and then muscled him and threw him around the ring a little bit. Because then what he would have started doing was he'd be real reluctant. If every time you try to go in and grab somebody that they can throw you around, oh yeah, see, he'd have been reluctant to try to come in there. But I mean, that's a subject for another video. But man, you guys, come on, y'all need to knock it off. Y'all really need to knock it off, man. Kell Brook laid some hands on Gennady Golovkin. Folks, this video ain't popular. He did. I'm not saying that, whatever. I'm just saying that it just happened, man. And Triple G fought a guy that was very skilled. But there are other guys that are even more skilled than Kell Brook. And I'm just saying, what do you guys think? Like, what do you really think is going to happen? Let's just say if he was to fight a Laura. Let's just say if he was to fight a James DeGale. Okay, let's just say if he fight the winner of Andre Ward and Kovalev. I mean, guys, we need to be calling for that fight. It's ridiculous that Triple G don't fight the winner of that fight. Okay, he need to. He need to fight the winner. I think he beats Kovalev easy. Well, he used to beat the hell out of Kovalev in sparring, so I definitely know he can beat Kovalev. But Andre Ward, skill level. And y'all gonna see Andre Ward put that skill to the test. Y'all gonna see. When November roll around, you guys are gonna understand why so many people say that Andre Ward is the best pound for pound. Y'all gonna see that. Okay, you guys are gonna see because Andre Ward is like 4 or 5 skill levels above Kell Brook. Okay, and Kell Brook is a skilled dude. But you guys tell me what you think. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done. What are you dudes waiting on? Subscribe.